Hello, hello. That's right, the wait is over for PlayStation. Warrior Priest is out as of January 19th, and I hope you all have been enjoying him. So hello, my name is Akshi. I'm a community manager here at FatsharkGames, and I'm reporting from the East Coast, United States, where it is 8 a.m. It is 8 a.m. and it's an early stream for me. So today I am pulling the wire out of my mic. So today our green screen, our lovely green screen, makes an appearance, as you can see or not see, if you will. It just finally survived a long UPS-laden trip from Europe, came back a little bit battle-scarred, but no worse for wear. We'll pretend that, like, the case latch was always broken. You know how UPS can be. So before we dig into this, I know it is a Friday, so tell me what your weekend plans are and why they involve Vermintide. So go ahead, put your answers in the chat, and the best one will receive a Warrior Priest of Sigmar bundle, which includes the base version of the career and his upgrades. So tell me about your plans for the weekend. Collect rat tails. You can beat up rats in real life? My plans for the weekend, are to finish learning all the Creeper classes to be confident level with Grail Knight. Righteously smiting rats with Victor, obviously. Alright, that's the winner right there. For Mole23. Make sure your whispers are open, and I can get you those codes tomorrow. Congrats. Alrighty. So, let's get this show started, right? So welcome to our first developer stream of the year. For those of you who are just getting acquainted with our new stream schedule, you can find our schedule down in our stream panels below, or if you need a refresher, we will go over it here. So we will host streams every other week. So once every 2 weeks, rotating between community streams and development streams. Our community streams are basically our little comfy campfire streams where you can chat with me, your friends, other community members, play some games, all kinds of sorts of possibilities. Our developers stream, which is what we have today, will focus on what is going on in the Shark Tank, what's in our pipeline, and some chats with some sharks so you can learn about what they do and what life is like in the games industry. So for today's schedule, we will be speaking to Joseph, who is one of our concept artists here at Fatshark, so show some behind-the-scenes work on art involving the Warrior Priest. Then answer our top 3 FAQ questions from the community. Next, we'll hold a fireside chat with you all, our community content we put out in 2021, and discuss what you all, I have a script here, want us to take away from these releases and how we can improve as a studio. And finally, we'll talk about what you'll see in the next developer stream in February, which will be a sneak peek into our next update. So I hope you all stick around. There will be a giveaway after each segment. And as always, if you have feedback, you can reach us through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Vermintide Game, which you can find down below my little torso here. Or through our community channels through Discord, the Fatshark forums, Steam, and Reddit. So, let us get into this developer interview. I am going to get Joseph ready, and I will be back in a jiffy. Alrighty, hello. Hey. So, I'm going to hope that everyone hears you. And, doesn't seem it. Not a Fatshark stream without some tech issues.
Oh,
Okay, try now.
hello?
Aha! There we go.
Good.
All right, so hello, Joseph. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you found yourself at the Shark Tank.
Yeah, I'm Joseph Noel, originally from Holland. Before this, I worked on Killzone and Horizon, a bit of Cyberpunk, and while moving away from my home country, I was looking for a game to play with my friends back home, and that game turned out to be Vermintide. And then I saw they had an opening, so I jumped on the opportunity, and now I'm here.
You like Vermintide that much?
Eh,
So first things first, what does a concept artist do? What does your day-to-day look like?
yeah, concept art is basically just everything visual. So if we need a new environment, new assets, new costumes, whatever, it needs to go through some visual design phases. And that's a lot of communicating with the different needs of different departments and then just trying to find the best possible visual for that. And yeah, that's very different depending on what the task itself is. So a bit of that.
All right, so what was the first project you worked on at Fatshark Games? And explain a little bit about kind of jumping into this role.
Yeah, I mean, the first task I absolutely cannot talk about. It's pretty fun though, but I can talk about it. But the next thing I did, I came in mid Warrior Priest development, so I tackled the Warrior Priest book, and yeah, there was a lot of talking with design and making sure sort of the gameplay would sort of translate to the book while still keeping like that ancient tome feeling. So yeah, that was basically the first thing I can talk about, and it was pretty fun.
What was that back and forth like with development?
Sorry.
What was that back and forth like with development on the book?
Uh, well, I mean, I think at that point the pure mechanics weren't completely crystallized, so sort of the gameplay was still figuring out what the actual mechanics would be like. So it was very much sort of trying to keep up and translate the gameplay mechanics to the visual of the book, so that would sort of be a one-to-one translation and not be super confusing. So yeah.
All right, so you wound up working on some of the promotional art for the Warrior Priest of Sigmar. The end result wound up being a very iconic image. So tell us a little bit about your working process on that.
uh, yeah, I mean that was really cool that I could do that. I mean, there was already, of course, a template with all the previous careers was there, so I had some guidelines. Yeah, here I mean, I just started sketching out a lot of quick ideas, trying to sort of sell the epic, yeah, metal religious vibe of the warrior priest. So yeah, I was just sketching out some stuff. Then we came to a more defined idea of what it should be, and then I got some like Morris or Animator made some poses for me based on the chosen concepts, and then it was just refining and pixel pushing till everybody was happy with it. Uh, yeah, and then we ended up here. So I think it turned out pretty well.
So, of these 6 images that I've put up here for your concept, how did you guys kind of decide on that last one to be?
I think that was sort of just a feeling. I think that's the most dynamic one, and I think. Yeah, it would. I mean, I think in the end it was mostly about the feeling because it needs to be striking and immediately sell sort of the idea of the warrior priest. And since that one was one of the most in motion while having like the book also in frame, we felt that was the most iconic one that would sell the career the best. So yeah,
So did you concentrate on like showing the book and the hammer? Like why the book and
yeah,
hammer specifically?
yeah, because that's sort of a unique thing that the warrior priest especially has. So it would be silly not to show off like that completely new feature. Uh, so yeah, that was an important one. That like the book would be very visible, and yeah, this one was the most dynamic one that ticked all the boxes that we wanted to have on that one.
All right, so what kind of references do you work with, at least for the warrior priest, and how do you block out ideas for the composition? How do you kind of create this rough sketch in your head and put it on paper?
Yeah, well, I mean, this Warhammer is such an extensive IP. You have like almost my age, or probably more, of reference material and books and great images. So you can just dive deep into the history of Warhammer. Um, I mean, for references, of course, you can go a bit to like medieval construction stuff and just look at museum images, seeing like how armor all connects. And but for this one, I think the composition was very much um, decided in that we have like the big Vermintide logo, we have the Warrior Priest logo. So, we, I mean, it can only be in one spot, basically, the character. So that was kind of the deciding factor, and being able to reuse it in different formats. So that sort of made this composition in, I mean, on that matter, pretty easy because there was no other choice to do it there. So,
All right, so Alnajo asks, did you have to follow very specific guidelines from Games Workshop for character and weapon design?
well, um, I probably would have, but I was lucky. I came mid development, so the warrior priest was already designed, and that probably went to a very strict Games Workshop approval period. But yeah, I was lucky. I could just everything was done. I just had to present it nice. So in this case, no.
So, what were there any important features or themes you felt were important to influencing your work for the warrior priest?
I think the thing that was thrown around was metal. That was kind of the key word of the warrior priest. It needed to just look epic and metal and yeah, and cool. Uh, so yeah, I think that was the main one. We tried some more mysterious religious ones, but this whole sort of warrior aspect, and it just needs to be epic. That was, I think, the most important one for the ski art.
All right. So, concept art is a very competitive field. What would be some of your top tips for aspiring game artists?
Yeah, it is. I think some easy wins. I mean, of course, the boring stuff, work on your fundamentals and never stop practicing. But some easy wins, I guess, is just figure out where you want to work and analyze their concept art and make sure it aligns. Make a portfolio that sort of aligns for the company you want to work for, and work on the skills that are needed for that, because there's so much you can learn and you're never done. Try to sort of focus on what will actually get you that job. um, I think a lot of portfolio streamlining is a very easy way to at least make you a lot more appealing for different companies, and trying to get a head start. So yeah. make a series of things so you can show you're consistent. Yeah, I think those are and yeah, never stop working. That's kind of a good one.
So we have approximately 5 minutes left, so we're gonna answer some questions from the community. Guys, if you have questions regarding concept art for Joseph, put it in the chat. So Star asks, what gave you the idea of making different art for each level 30 talent?
Well, I didn't do that. I must say I am pretty fresh. I'm now here 5 months. So I haven't touched a lot of stuff. So I don't think I can answer that
That's
question.
totally fair. It's still a baby shark. I relate.
Uh,
I'm not gonna have you go too into this, but people want to know if there's concept art for new things. You can say yes or no, but do not go into any detail.
okay, one more time. Sorry, I'm not sure.
People have asking, do you do concept art for new content as well?
Uh, yeah, but
But we can't say what it is.
exactly.
The assassins will come after us. We don't want to upset on Skyer.
Exactly.
How did you get started with concept art?
Yeah. Well, I always was drawing, and when I finished my high school, actually, a game art study opened up in my country, so I just joined there, and it sort of rolled into this.
It was like game art kind of the end goal for you, or did it kind of change?
uh, Well, I mean, it changed quite a lot around because at first I thought I wanted to work on cartoony, smaller games, and slowly I realized how cool concept art was, and then I started focusing on sort of more, yeah, triple A kind of concept art. I kind of rolled into it, I guess. Um, so yeah, I knew the end goal was I want to draw and make money from that, and then it slowly turned into I want to be a concept artist.
What do you think is the greatest challenge regarding to keeping true to the source material while also giving it your own flair?
Oof. Well, at this point, it is kind of my own knowledge because I think I know a bit about all the lore, but every day I realize I know very little. So just making the IP fully your own, I think, and knowing where to play within those boundaries. I think that's still sort of in progress and trying to really get to the finer and deeper points to really make sure, it is all connected.
So, do you find drawing characters and faces harder than architecture or vehicles or ships?
No, for me it's the other way around. I'm more comfortable in characters, but I can do both.
Is there a lot of competition among concept artists?
Well, there's not a lot of positions for concept artists in a big company. The concept art team is often not that big, so I'm not. I mean, yeah, inherently there is competition. I in just there's not too many places. I do think it is a very generally it's a very supportive company Jesus profession that just really is supporting of each other most of the time
We're a
in the good
supportive
cases.
company too. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
No, I'm not.
um, was there anything about the warrior priest key art that you would have done differently?
Uh, well, it's always a struggle defining when you're fully done, because every time you're done, you look back and you think, "Ooh, I could have added a bit more detail. I could have added a bit more here." So um, yes, but that's generally always the case. That you're looking back at some older work and you think, "Ooh, I could have pushed some stuff a bit more." Um, but yeah, not more than I have with all my work.
The life of an artist. All right, and so the last question is, do you drink coffee or tea? And if so, which is your favorite?
Uh, I try to drink a bit less coffee, uh, but yeah, I try to drink more tea, and then I would say zoethout, but that's very Dutch, so I'm not sure how that translates even.
Alrighty. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Okay,
Thank you for your
ciao.
time. Bye. Alrighty. So, someone's going to have to explain to me what that is. As I am not sure what it is. But someone in chat seems very shocked. All right, so we are going to move into our frequently asked questions. So this is the FAQ section of the stream. This is where we will answer 3 of the top questions we've seen from the community. While we can't answer every question we get, we do want to answer what we can. So if you have any burning questions you want to see answered in the next developer stream next week, please check the weekly Q&A thread on Reddit and post the questions that you would like answered there, and we will pick 3 of them to answer next developer stream. So, the first question is, are any balance changes on the table? So yeah, we're indeed looking to implement some balance changes in our next major update. And while we're not looking at a full rebalance at this time, we are looking to address some major outliers in both terms of careers and chaos waste grudge marks. This is a very, very high level answer. You'll learn more about what these changes entail in upcoming developer streams once we finish hammering out those details and we feel good about those changes and that they're in a good spot. So the next one is there will be a season 5 for Weaves. So right now we have no plans to close down season 4 or freeze the leaderboard. So if you've held off on getting your red poker chip like I have, you still have time. You know, you don't need to stress. Grab some friends, enjoy the journey. Don't worry about, oh my gosh, we're going to close down seasons. We don't have plans to do it at this time, so you have time. And finally, will you all be making changes to Illusionist? So yes, actually, we are planning to nerf Illusionist. We've heard you, and we want to aim to make the Illusionist grudge mark a challenging mark that we feel you all can enjoy fairly. We're currently trying different versions of Illusionist that still align with our initial design ideas around this particular grudge mark, with adjustments on how punishing it can be in certain situations. Again, more info on that once that is hammered out. So those are the 3 FAQ questions. On Monday, I believe, is when the Reddit weekly Q&A goes up. I will post a comment in there about reply to this comment with questions you'd like answered, and we will go over them, and then we will answer 3 more on February, the February developer stream. So, what we're going to do now, before we go into the Fireside Chat, is we are going to do a giveaway for the collector's edition of Vermintide 2. So, let us do a keyword, and the keyword is going to be, what do we want this keyword to be? The keyword is going to be green circles. Exclamation point, green circles. We're going to roll this 3 times. Alrighty, rolling. We have Lebanti. All right, we're going to roll again. Asylum Cat. Asylum Cat has won a collector's edition for Vermintide 2. And last roll is El Najo. Alrighty. So, next we are going to move into our Fireside Chat. So bring on your thinking cap. And I'm over here. I'm over here now. So welcome to our cozy little Fireside Chat. Here we'll be holding a discussion with you all about our previous content, what you all thought about it, and what you want us as a studio to know. So we will be going through each of our releases for 2021, and I will be asking you what you liked and what you didn't like so much. So a bit of housekeeping before we begin this exercise, however. This segment will be approximately 30 minutes long, and we'll be focusing on each content release for about 5 minutes in the interest of time. We want to hear your open and honest feedback, but we want you to keep in mind one rule. Remember the human. I'm human and you're human. We all have different ways of thinking and expressing ourselves, so please be respectful of everyone, community members, developers, Skaven, or otherwise, when framing your feedback. I'll be writing as much of it as I can on stream down on little sticky notes on this whiteboard you see here. My hand's getting cut off. But if I don't get to it, don't worry, I'll be reviewing the VOD afterwards to capture all of your feedback. So, without further ado, let us get into it. So in April of 2021, we released Chaos Wastes. So let's start with the good. What did Chaos Wastes bring to you that you all liked? There's no right or wrong answers. Fun new game mode. A fresh start, okay? Lots of replayability. I'm just kind of catching these as I see them. Let's create fun builds. Unique gameplay and rewards. Incentive to try new weapons. Good character interaction. In-game upgrades. And let's do one more. Free. Everyone likes free stuff. All right, so let's move into what didn't go so well. What didn't you all like so much? Too easy. Some boons bad for builds. Boons can make can't use equipment from adventure maps. No new chaos enemies. No coins for bots. Big differences between maps. Respawn points. Okay, and then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do one more. And again, I'll be capturing all of this when I review the VOD. Joining mid-expedition feels bad. Okay, cool. All right, so Sister of the Thorn. We released her in June of 2021. Let's start with the good. What did you like about the release of Sister of the Thorn? Deepwood staff. I did like the interaction with the Deepwood staff. I did kind of like using the staff mechanics on someone other than Sienna. Added weapon types. Wow, I can't type. First hint of a support class. Build diversity. All right, and one more. All right. So let's go over what didn't you all like so well? Offensive playstyle, more effective than support one. Wall can be obstructive to allies. Wall can slow game pace. Overcharge, not as punishing. All right, let's do one more. All right. Moving off of Sister of the Thorn, we have Grudge Marks in October of 2021. Let's start with what you liked about Grudge Marks. Adds extra difficulty. Satisfying boss battles. I'm going to ask you not to put copy pasta in the chat so we can have this, I can kind of look at the chat and put down some feedback. Variants and fun boss fights. Unique character interactions based on the boss fought. Strategize according to each grudge mark. Okay, so what did you feel was not so strong about grudge marks? Unfair curse combinations. Illusionist. We have a solve for that, so hopefully this sticky will disappear. Just only apply for a last person hit. Too much pressure to take anti-boss loadouts. Builds hard countered by curse combinations. Ranged builds suffer with a rampart. Purified skins. Sloms? Skins, there you go. I type a little too fast for my fingers to catch up. Hard to find specific bosses for challenges. All right. So, also that month, we released the new Geheimes Nacht event. So what did you guys enjoy about this event? So, higher difficulty. Nice portrait. Spooky atmosphere. New weapon skins. Cohesive art. New things to do on the map. Optional hard mode. Potential grim alternative. Alrighty. So, what do you feel could be improved? Enemies got too tanky. Carrying skull was annoying. Runs could feel impossible with skull. Missing the event. Small map pool. Expected new monster or boss. People could grief runs. Let's do one more. Wish it could be a weekly. All right. Oh. And then last month, December, we released the Warrior Priest. What did you all like about that? Hammer and Tome. Voice lines. Five new weapons. Amazing support ability. Cool animations. Different move sets for two-handed hammer. Alrighty, and then what didn't you all feel was so strong on Warrior Priest? Not enough weapon variety. Very low boss damage. Nothing to make up for lack of ranged. Fairy mechanism. Passive feels inconsistent. Zero choice on how to suspend build mechanic. Ult is point and click rather than point and give. Challenges feel they require cheese. Let's do one more. Not very versatile. All right. And then finally, with the remaining 5 minutes, we're talking about looking forward into the future. What do you want to see from us on Vermintide? What are your wishes and desires? Oh my goodness, I'm looking at the chat to the side of my eye and it's like really going. New progressions and mechanics. And we're gonna spend a little extra time with this one rather than just 9. New game modes. Performance improvements. the chat is a beast right now, yeah. New monsters. More lore. Reworks. Matching hats. Talent rebalance. Being able to save presets. More sanctioned mods. Anathor in normal progression. More dialogue. My jacket on Sienna? I don't know if Games Workshop will approve that. Sanctioned mods on console. New Twitch mode options. Host migration. In cosmetic variety. Okay, let's do 2 more. More modding tools. And 1 more. Whoa, that's a giant sticky note. New maps or remasters. Okay. Alrighty. So that is it for our little fireside chat. Again, I'll be going through the VOD and adding more notes and stuff like that. This is our progress for today. All right, so let's talk about what's next in the Shark Tank. So let's talk about what we are going to discuss in our February developer stream. And yeah, I will post all the stuff somewhere. I need to figure out where. So you all can kind of get excited about what's upcoming. So we will be discussing, I'm going to see if you all can guess it, starts with a Q. Next developer stream starts with a Q. What could it possibly be? Guess who's in the chat? Yes, quality of life. Quality of life. We will be doing a quality of life update. So this update will implement highly requested features from the community that will enhance your gameplay experience, increase player option customization, and address some balancing concerns. We'll have some sneak peeks with these features and talk about how they made their way into the game next stream. So next developer stream. So that will be sometime in February after the community stream. We do not have a date to share. Once we kind of get a little bit further, we will share that date. But for now, enjoy the ride. And at our developer stream in February, we'll be showing some sneak peeks on some of this stuff. So, you can look forward to all those features and sneak peeks that we will be teasing into the future. So, let's do one more giveaway. And let us make this for... Let us make this for a map pack. So this will be Bogenhafen and back to Uberstrike. And the keyword is going to be !maps. If you win it, you can give the keys to someone else. I'm going to give away 3 of these. All right. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds. Alrighty, rolling. Die already. Why do I feel he always wins these? All right, rolling. Bruce Hollywood. Or Holywood, excuse me. And one more. Lily Pop. Alrighty. So that is all the time we have for today. I will see you in 2 weeks for the community stream. And then 2 weeks after that, we will have our developer stream and our sneak peek into the quality of life update. All right. It is now 9 a.m. here. So I'm going to go get some breakfast. This is Akshi signing off. See you guys next time.
Blessed Sigma, the world drowns in corruption. Your empire is aflame with heresy. The faithful perish, and the wicked multiply. Blessed Sigma, lend me your strength. Grant me the will to purge the corrupt, to smite the heretic, to bring hope when hope is lost. By the comet and the hammer, I pledge to the coming battle. I vow not to waver and never retreat. To stand tall against the flames of perdition. To drive back the shadow of chaos with your holy light.
Finished praying, have you?
Where is your patience, Master Dwarf? Have I ever let you down? Victory favors the faithful. Let us teach them fear. For Sigma!